How you doing, YouTube? This is Chris Muzo here with another video about the PlayStation 5. How they're going to unveil on June 4th, 2020, 1 o'clock Pacific time, all about it. But I got some information for you. Stay tuned for the whole video to learn everything I know about the PlayStation 5. Now, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like videos like this. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Let me get to the point about the PlayStation 5 and everything that Sony has in store for you. So I'm sure you're familiar with the Microsoft community clowning the whole Sony fan base because Sony is so tight-lipped about their system, about their new PlayStation 5, that we don't really know about it ourselves. We have some ideas, and I got some ideas myself and I want to share it with you. More than likely, you're probably excited for this conference because at least now you got something to talk about to the people that you know, your boys that are Xbox fans or whatever. Now you got something to say to them. Jim Ryan, the president of Sony Interactive, has come out saying that there will be a conference and an unveiling of the PlayStation 5 on June 4th at 1 o'clock Pacific time, all about the PlayStation. Now, he's going to come out with a lot of information, and it's true what you're hearing, that they're going to have this really big lineup that they've been planning for at least a couple of years, so that way you don't get disappointed when PlayStation 5 gets launched. So from what Jim Ryan said, we know from the statement that the PlayStation 5 will officially be out for the holidays of 2020. And more than likely, it's going to follow suit in November. I believe it'll come out in November because if you look at the prior generations of the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, they were all released around that November time frame. So I believe that's probably going to be a critical moment for them to launch it. But I also do believe that they're probably going to have problems with shortages as well because of the lockdown. So it's true that Sony has been planning for the last couple of years of the big lineup that they have for their games. And I'm going to get to all the games that are possibly going to get released for the PlayStation 5. I'll get further into the video about the rumored games that will be released for the Sony PlayStation 5. So also the DualSense will feature a longer battery life compared to the DualShock 4, which was about 4 to 8 hours depending on the kind of use you were using for that controller. More than likely that 4-hour mark is if you had that light bar all the way to completely bright, because that would drain out the battery, of course, out of your controller. So these have longer battery lives, but of course it's unknown. Hopefully it's up to like 16 hours because DualShock 3 controllers was much longer than the current generation now. Hopefully the next gen DualSense controller will feature a much longer life into their controllers. More than likely, PlayStation 5, the unveiling of it will feature the DualSense controller and it will show a more complete design of it. You notice for the picture for the DualSense controller is black compared to the two-tone DualSense controller previously showed where it was white and black. I also heard that it features a 3D audio type of feel, kind of like what they did with the DualShock 4. But this one, I wonder exactly what they're going to feature in it and what kind of extra benefits it will have for you when you're gaming. Also wanted to share with you guys, at Ironman PS5 on Twitter, he also shares that DualSense will be sold separately on November 20, 2020, and it will be available in North America, Canada, Europe, and United Kingdom at the recommended retail price of US $59.99 and Canadian $59.99. But the whole point is, he's a known leaker. We can't really take all his information into account because we don't know. And also another thing, he also states is that he believes that the PlayStation 5 will be released on November 7th, 2020, but we'll see what happens. He also mentions on his Twitter that you can pre-order the PlayStation 5 in July, but we'll find out what is true and what is not true on June 4th at 1 o'clock. Another thing that we do know is that the PlayStation 5 will be completely backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4. What we do know is the PlayStation 5 is also going to be compatible with PlayStation 4 disc and probably the games itself that you've downloaded into your PlayStation account. So more than likely, you'll be able to play those games immediately once you have your PlayStation 5, and it's going to be the more popular titles. I believe that the one rumor was that the PlayStation 5 was going to be completely compatible along the line with every single PlayStation that you were going to be able to play PlayStation 1 through 4 on the PlayStation 5, but that's not completely true. That's been debunked, and more than likely it's going to be specific titles and the more popular titles on the PlayStation 4 that you can play on your PlayStation 5. So if they do announce it, I could be completely wrong about that information, and hopefully I am, because it would be really nice that you would be able to play all your titles on the PlayStation 5. But we will know for sure on June 4th. So we do know the PlayStation 5 is able to run the Unreal Engine 5, which is really great for the system, and it's going to be completely innovating compared to the PlayStation 4, where the PlayStation 4 was kind of like a little bump up from the PlayStation 3, where PlayStation 5 is like a massive upgrade to the PlayStation 4, which is crazy. Similar to like how it was when you went from the first PlayStation to the PlayStation 2. So it's going to be completely different, and the photorealism looks really awesome on the PlayStation 5. So if you haven't seen the Unreal Engine 5, make sure you check out the link for it, and I'll have the card right above my head. And I do compare the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the PC all together to really see that if they compete against each other. So I know what you guys have been waiting for, and you've been waiting to hear what kind of games are coming out for the PlayStation 5. The most important thing, because every launch system doesn't come out with the greatest games. I mean, look at the prior history that you had with the PlayStation 4. I mean, you had the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's funny how like they have the whole new Assassin's Creed for the new generation. It's kind of like a tradition now. But anyway, to get to the point, one of the new titles that could possibly come out for the PlayStation 5 is Horizon Zero Dawn 2. And also, there might be another Silent Hill coming out for the PlayStation 5, which would be amazing as well. PlayStation 5 wants to let you know that they're very dedicated in creating just PlayStation 5 games, which is so important for many of you gamers out there, because you're tired of those ports. You just want them to focus on the new system and not worry about their prior system, because once that new system comes out, of course you're going to have that slow crossover where they're trying to bring everybody from PlayStation 4 over to 5, but now they want to really exclusively focus on you guys who actually bought the system, and we'll see if they keep their word on that. HalfLife Alyx is also very big on the PC, one of the biggest games, a big hit on Steam. If you're a PC gamer, everyone has played Half-Life, but for it to come out on the PlayStation 5 would be really amazing, and for you guys to experience HalfLife Alyx, which is a VR game, which is very, very dedicated into the VR and gets you really into the feel of the game, and hopefully it does come out with that. It'll bring you a whole new experience in VR. And a couple other games that could possibly come out is Marvel Spider-Man 2 and another Marvel game which is rumored on the site 4chan posted. But that's something, all these games you gotta kind of take account that these are just rumors, that you can't take it as this is gonna come out, but hopefully they do. We'll see the kind of big lineup they have, but those are the few selected rumored games. The people who made Arkham Asylum is also going to come out with another game, and maybe it's about to come out on the PlayStation 5, who knows. But that would be such a big deal. I'm a big fan of Arkham Asylum. It'd be awesome if they come out with these games on the PlayStation 5. So another thing is, make sure you guys that who really want this PlayStation 5 to place your pre-orders in, because more than likely I'm expecting a shortage, especially because of this lockdown. A lot of the parts, you're having a delay of probably close to around like maybe 2 to 3 months. So they're going to be in really short supply of these PlayStation 5. So if you want it, make sure to reserve your PlayStation 5, because if you wait until launch day, it's going to be really tough for you to get it. And I'm sure you don't want to wait in line for the release of the PlayStation 5, and you know it's going to be limited to the stores. Who knows, maybe it's going to be limited to the amount for the people who reserve them. So it's going to be really tough, and you're not going to want to pay the price that the scalpers charge for the PlayStation 5 for reserving it. So make sure you reserve your PlayStation 5 if you really want it, and I'm sure you won't regret the purchase. I'm excited for the PlayStation 5, and make sure you reserve it. And again, they could be short supply because you're not having as many manufacturers making parts for these systems because of these lockdowns. I'm excited for this conference. I'm hyped up for it, and I know you guys are going to be there watching it. And remember, it's at 1 p.m. Pacific time on June 4th. So make sure you be there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And make sure you follow my Twitter handle for all the newest updates. This is Chris Mizo signing out. Thank you guys so much for watching.